As always, one of the primary goals of this channel is to let folks know what is going on in the world of a rideshare driver. This particular story is coming out of Chicago, so you know this shit ain't gonna be no good at all. What up, folks? Once again, it is your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. Chicago, that toddling town, the Windy City, is in the news, and there is absolutely nothing good about this story. It does not even fit the narratives of some of the warnings we typically give, such as nothing good happens after midnight. Ride sharing is not safe for females. Keep your tools, your defensive tools, mace, something to poke or slice with, and or a firearm on you at all times, anytime you out here taking damn trips. Nevertheless, this story just happened yesterday. I don't know what the hell is going on in Chicago. Check this out.
You hear at 9, arrest hours after the violent carjacking of a 70-year-old Uber driver in New Lenox. We have learned one juvenile and an 18-year-old have been taken into custody for crimes that police say they committed in Chicago. Here's what the Uber driver told New Lenox police. He says he was waiting for a customer in New Lenox when two masked men removed him from the car at gunpoint. This happened at about 6:15 yesterday morning. The driver was pistol whipped in the head. They also stole the driver's phone and wallet. Neighbors say they heard the commotion.
I saw my neighbor consoling a gentleman on the ground. He had like a sort of like a rag on his head, and I thought maybe he was running and fell or something. I wasn't quite sure until the police started pulling up.
Police say the suspects got about 3 houses away and then ditched the car after having issues with it. And then they took off in the other car they originally had been in only moments earlier. The mayor of New Lenox says this is becoming a concerning trend.
This should come as a surprise to nobody. As the chief had stated, we really don't have a lot of these violent crimes, but without exception, when we have them, ultimately we find that they are committed by career criminals out of Cook County, that if they would have been prosecuted properly in the first place or jailed to even the minimum sentence, these things would not be happening.
The victim's cell phone was pinged along Route 30 and later recovered. The New Lenox PD says that it worked closely with CPD to locate the stolen Hyundai, which was found in Chicago and led to a pursuit. No charges have been filed yet in connection to the carjacking in New Lenox.
An 18-year-old and a juvenile pistol whipping a 70-year-old driver. It's a damn shame. I don't know what you can do to stop this other than throwing a hell of a lot of Chicagoans under the freaking jail. 18, now you see the officials in that town, New Lenox, which is a suburb of Chicago. The assailants are from Chicago. So they literally went out to this more upscale suburb, was literally trying to carjack somebody for what we always talk about. They take our cars to commit secondary felonies. So they're going to take your vehicle and then use it in some other felony so that the vehicle is not traced back to them. In this case, you see one of the assailants spring out of the vehicle with a pistol in hand. Looks like it has an extra round magazine. I think they refer to those as extendos. I believe in this case, both assailants were armed, and they then pistol whipped a man that's 70 years old. I don't know, because the story doesn't tell you, but I don't know if the driver was putting up a fight with two armed men, which is not advisable. Nevertheless, he did get pistol whipped and he lost the fight clearly. Now, it sounds like the assailants, the criminals, whatever the hell you want to call them, did successfully steal his car and had problems with it and had to jump out. I don't know if there are Uber drivers doing work in manual vehicles, because some folks can only drive automatics. Yours truly is one of them. I'd have a hell of a time driving a manual vehicle. Or maybe it was a vehicle of some other type. Or perhaps there are ways you can set your vehicle up so that you can hit a switch or push a quick button and disable it in the event of being carjacked. I've talked about this in other videos because this is something I've done before. Put a switch across the fuel pump and hide the damn switch. And the minute you hit the switch, the car's going to turn off because no fuel is going to the engine. So you can make your vehicle where you can disable it in a moment's notice. I don't know if any of that took place here. Nevertheless, the assailants did have problems with the vehicle just 3 houses down the street, and they ended up jumping out. Maybe even the driver had some type of remote where you could turn his vehicle off. There are ways to disable your car, but you don't want to do it 3 houses away because they may come back and get your ass. Fortunately, in this case, they did catch the culprits. Now, as the authorities pointed out in that video, Chicago, Illinois is a area that is a little bit softer on crime. So people don't get these long ass sentences. If they did some shit like that in Alabama or down in Florida somewhere, they would throw them under the jail and they would be behind bars, probably damn near facing double-digit years. But in a town like Chicago, particularly one of them being a juvenile, 6 months maybe, probably won't be incarcerated very long unless he has a hellified rap sheet. Now you got a juvenile being led by an 18-year-old going to another suburb to carjack folks. Sounds like some career criminal shit to me. No way in hell that is their first crime. This is not some 40-year-old career criminal guiding a young man, a 17, 18-year-old. This is an 18-year-old with a juvenile. Both of them are young as hell committing these major felonies. This is quite common in Chicago. My heart goes out to some of my drivers, my veteran drivers that are in major markets like Chicago, like this, where this shit is happening almost daily. This one took place, I believe, yesterday. Pistol whipped a 70-year-old man. What the hell can you do in a case like this? I've talked about nothing good happens after midnight. This shit happened at 6 in the morning. So I don't know what the solution is in a case like this. Obviously, with defensive tools, perhaps, but do you want to get in a shootout with 2 people? Now, the only other option, as I say all the time, keep your head on a swivel, pay attention to where the hell you're at, because if you notice in the video, they actually blocked off the front path of the vehicle and they sprang out so damn quick, their car is still in motion. So you would have to be really paying attention and ready to hit the reverse and gun it out of there pretty damn quick. For a 70-year-old, that's a hell of a feat. I just do not see anything a 70-year-old dealing with 2 armed assailants, even if he is armed, could do other than comply. Certainly when they're so aggressive, they get in the vehicle beating you over the head with the damn pistol. Nothing you can really do in a case like that but comply. Nevertheless, I did want to run this video by you folks. It's just an ongoing level of violence for us rideshare drivers. This type of stuff is, in my opinion, has value for newer prospective drivers because you do need to know what the hell you're getting involved in. Uber and Lyft paints this as a great side hustle, rainbows and roses. You'll make good money on the side. Things will go hunky-dory. That's not true. That is not true. People getting their ass beat, robbed, raped, carjacked, and losing lives all over the damn place. And yours truly, I'll keep bringing it to you as long as this shit happens because I think you need to know. What do you folks think? Do you feel safe as a rideshare driver in your market? Have you taken extra precautions just in case some shit like this runs up on you? Are you ready to slam it in reverse if you had to? What the hell could you do in a case like this? Let your boy know. As always, click the like, subscribe to the damn channel, and I'll see you in the next video.